So AI-assisted data analysis, right? And by the end of this class, you should be able to understand what AI is, and not just be able to understand what AI is, but be able to understand how to effectively use AI, right? Most of us have a lot of AI tools. We know a lot of AI tools, but we are underusing them. And some of us are also overusing them. So this class is about to bring moderation, right, to how you should use AI. Some of us, I don't know if you've been like me, but I have actually pushed AI tools to the wall, and I know a lot of their limitations because I needed to, for most of the time, right, use them to speed up my workflow, of course. So I have seen some of the limitations, and of course, we found ways to, go around or to bypass or to mitigate those limitations. And we're going to see that. And then finally, we're going to have a hands-on session to see how we can use AI, on autopilots. Right? For me, for calling it autopilots. So I don't know what to say. I think fasten your seatbelts. The first time I was on the plane, I didn't even know how to fasten my seatbelt, but fasten your seatbelts, and then let's carry on with the class already. So first of all, who am I? I am Ibrahim Manassi. I'm a mathematician, I'm a data scientist, I'm an AI engineer, right? I'm passionate about teaching skills, teaching data and AI skills, making them as easy as anything you have ever seen before. You can check our YouTube handle we'll drop the link to the YouTube handle. Check it out and see the tutorials for yourself. I don't like hyping, but I think we try to make even the most difficult of concepts, right, to be very, very easy and as granular as possible, right? So that's me here, and I'm the founder of Analytics, and you can check me up on Facebook, on LinkedIn. I'm also on Instagram. Not very, very active, but you can check me up on LinkedIn. I'm also a certified Power BI data analyst by Microsoft, also a certified data scientist associate by DataCamp, right? So I think by virtue of my certifications and the experience I've had, I think I'm able to say one or two things that you can carry home today, right? You can take it to the bank, right? But you can't cash out. What actually is artificial intelligence itself? What actually is artificial intelligence? It refers to computer systems engineered to perform tasks like humans, right? You know there are those tasks that are not just straightforward; they require human intelligence, right? If I would explicitly just tell, for example, if you check AI actually has a lot of stages it has passed through, right? From expert systems to machine learning and now to generative AI, right? Now, if you check expert systems, what expert systems were doing were just like, the systems in your electric iron, where if the temperature raises up to a certain degree, it turns off automatically, and then it turns on when the temperature goes down to a particular level, right? That's an expert system. That one can be manually coded. It does not require human intelligence, like high human intelligence to act. But artificial intelligence comes in where there are a lot of decisions to make, okay, you want to write a letter to your boss, and this and that, and that is not just, there are a lot of nuances, there are politics in there, right? That is where artificial intelligence comes in, right? If you are just going to build a great system, something that is going to look at the score and then decide, okay, score above 70 is A, between 60 to 69 is B. That one does not require artificial intelligence. It does not require any intelligence. It's a no-brainer. You can write simple codes to do that. But artificial intelligence comes in when you cannot write simple codes to be able to achieve tasks, right? So AI systems think like humans, they act like humans on their own, and they're able to process patterns, right? This is not the artificial intelligence masterclass. Don't worry. Subsequently, we're going to have artificial intelligence masterclass where we're going to dissect AI, to a no-brainers level, so everybody can be able to benefit. But we'll just run through some of the things I have on the slide today. So, of course, I know some of us are scared. Last webinar we had last month, that was January 31st. By the way, if you missed it, we can still send you a snippet from what you missed. But AI is not about replacing you. It's about making you powerful. A powerful man with tools, right? They say if you hear anybody, opening his mouth in the streets, you don't know the knife that he has under his belt, right? You don't know if he has guns, right? Any man that has guns, let's be real, right? You have guns, you have weapons, you make noise. If you don't, you keep quiet, right? So AI is about giving you the tools so you can go out there and be confident that you can actually carry it out. So AI is not about replacing you. AI is about making you powerful. It's about working with you. Just like computers did not come and replace bankers in the bank, but it actually chased people who refused to learn computers. In the bank today, any department you are in, I think it's only the security. Even the security are demanded to help people at the ATM. So you need some level of computer knowledge. They can't just employ you if you don't have small computer knowledge, right? So just as computers have become industry standard over the years, AI is now becoming industry standard. Ability to use AI tools is non-negotiable now, right? So AI won't take your job according to Richard Baldwin, but the person using AI, of course, definitely will. And it's just a matter of time, right? And then some voices in the authority, like Sam Altman, right? That's the CEO of OpenAI. He said AI systems are much better at carrying out tasks than doing job, right? So AI might not replace a job, but it will make the person doing the job perform tasks easily. And so if the person doing the job can be able to perform tasks that will require three other heads, if one person can require three other heads, then the other three heads are not needed, right? So they will be cut off. I think last 2 weeks I saw when an organization was laying off 20% of its staff because AI, well, AI came into the picture of their company. And more companies every day adopting AI, right? So AI is not about replacing you, but if you do not skill up with AI, hey, I'm sorry, but AI will come for your job eventually. Okay, you can see also some of the quotes from some of the big guys in the industry, right? In the AI industry. Now, what value is AI adding, right? The value addition of AI. Why the hype? Um, why the AI hype, right? Is because AI helps you with your routine tasks. I mean, your day-to-day tasks. When you need repetitive tasks, such as replying emails, AI can actually reply emails. Right? I'm working on building something like that. Hopefully, in our next webinar, I might share how I was able to do it. I mean, for people who are enthusiasts of automation, you can see how to do that. I'm personally building a social media manager that can be posting automatically, be reply my emails if I need. But currently now I have a Gmail assistant that can go into my Gmail, see my email, tell me the one I need to reply. ASAP, draft a reply, I'll reply the person. I just need to chat, then all that will be done, right? And AI can be your third partner. For example, when I wanted to run my final year project, I had almost I knew I wanted to do something innovative. I wanted to use machine learning, but I was not very, very vast. I had to use AI, I depended on AI. We started just, okay, I want to do, I stay in Kaduna State, I school in Kaduna State University. Okay, I study math, blah, blah, blah. Before you understand, we started brainstorming on topics. It suggested papers for me, research papers. I looked at the papers, I saw the work other people did. We outlined the framework and the steps we needed to take, the questions we needed to ask to be able to build the machine learning model. We brainstormed through all of that process from beginning till the final part of my project. I did it alongside AI, right? So I'm not saying AI did it, but I did it alongside AI. It's different from AI doing it. That is why the title of this webinar is AI assisted. It's not AI doing it, it's AI assisting you to do it, right? Imagine that you are the pilot, AI is the co-pilot, right? So you can also provide instant feedback for you instead of having to go through 10 employees who are even biased. Some of them don't even like you. Some of them can give you negative criticism that does not even make sense, right? I've seen people give me some kind of criticism. I'm like, seriously? AI is there. AI has so many other, AI actually has been trained on data of so many other people that did the same thing or something similar to what you're about to do. So AI can give you instant feedback. Of course, I know you still need feedback from some of your colleagues because they understand the politics of the company, but your first feedback agent should be your AI and give you feedback, right? That's one of the things why we need AI. And then continuous learning. Of course, AI can also teach you concepts. I've learned concepts from AI before when I needed, in the 11th hour. There's no time to go through documentations. So AI can just help you out. Continuous learning. Of course, now think of AI as your team member, think of AI as a bright junior, think of AI as a research assistant, right? Those are ways to see your AI, right? The best outcomes come from human and machine collaboration. It is not you just typing a single command, uh, reply this email or do this. No, it comes from collaboration. Just like every partner would want you to gist with them, they want to have enough context, enough idea of what's actually happening, right? So AI also needs you to see it as a team member, as a bright junior, as a research assistant. So if you have been seeing AI as your boss, or you have been seeing AI as just another tool, then AI has been frowning at you. It wants to actually chat with you as a friend, right? And those of you who have actually treated AI as a friend have gotten better results, arguably, than everybody. In fact, AI can even teach you how to bring out the best from it, right? Okay, then you have a concept called prompt engineering. And like I said, this is not an AI masterclass. So we're not going to be doing some of those technical stuff today, but prompt engineering is just your ability to keep on asking. Okay, let me give you an example. Maybe it defines that clearly for you. So I believe you have asked AI a question before. All of us have asked AI a question before, and AI responded in a manner we didn't actually like, right? And we had to and we had to prompt it, over and over and over and over again to get a better result. So that is what prompt engineering is. You continue to reprompt, or you continue to adjust your prompts until you have the results you want to have, right? That is prompt engineering. Why am I saying that? Is because as data analyst, you must you're using AI, you must speak the data buzzwords so that AI understands what you mean. If you don't speak the language correctly, AI might give you a wrong answer, right? So prompt engineering is very, very important. Hopefully someday we'll have a day where we'll just set aside, and then we'll just talk about prompt engineering, right? But there a better framework you can use to ask AI or to make things clear for an AI chat is at first, what are you asking it to? Draft an email for me. Requirements, or how many lines do you want? How many words? Do you want it to be overly lengthy? What kind of language do you want it to use? You can now give it context. I mean, give it the background of whatever is happening. Are you writing an employment letter? Are you seeking an employment, or you're resigning? Give it a context. Now, while that looks like wasting of time, because you're going to spend some time, really, sometimes it might take you 10, 20, 30 minutes just writing a great prompt. But if you start off with a great prompt, every other chat you will chat all through the AI. AI will remember the previous instructions you've given it, and then will stick to those, right? So you might take time, you might need to take time, especially those who are using AI for data analysis or for research purposes. I saw some of us are research assistants here, who are using AI in research. You should spend, in fact, arguably 30% of the time, you have 50% of your time prompting the first prompt. I mean, you get what I'm saying? Following this particular framework. There are many frameworks. This is just another framework here, right? Make sure that AI has enough information it needs. If you are using papers, upload the papers. Make sure it has the papers and the information before it starts generating results. So that whatever it is that is generating based on what those papers said, right? Hopefully someday I will do AI for research, and then we'll see how to use what they call Notebook LM. Google has a free tool called Notebook LM that is very, very powerful. Very, very. Okay, so you can also see, you can also give it examples. If there are examples, if it's a bit complex, a task to carry out, you can give AI some examples to follow. It helps it carry out the task very, very efficiently. So AI has limitations, right? All of us have seen words like hallucinations in AI, right? Where AI confidently tells you what is wrong, and confidently tell you what is wrong, and then it will tell you when you try to correct it, it will not tell you you are right. I don't know if you've seen it before. And the annoying thing is that they are damn confident about the wrong answers that they give, right? So AI also has an issue called recency ignorance. AI doesn't know what happened yesterday, except for some AI tools like Gemini and Grok. I don't know for Grok, but I think I know for Gemini how that Gemini understands what happened yesterday, because Google are the ones that have Gemini. So of course we know that the biggest search engine today is Google, right? So is already incorporated into Gemini. Gemini can tell you what happened just 7 minutes ago. It's that very, very recent. But if you use ChatGPT and other AI tools, they will tell you the cutoff. We call it knowledge cutoff. To tell you my knowledge stopped from maybe 2024 to 2025 or January 2026, right? So it also gives you bias output because most of the data it was trained in is the data of the Americans, right? You know, in Africa we have a very, very poor data culture. So our data culture is very, very poor. And so AI might give you responses that look Americanish, right? So just understand when AI does that, when it gives you Americanish responses, just know that it was trained more on American kind of data, right? Psychophancy, this is where we all laugh again. So now, psychophancy, you know, psychophants in the real world, there are some of those your friends. Some of you have psychophantic friends, if that word actually exists, right? The ones that tell you what you want to hear, they are always supportive. They support you through, even when you're wrong, they still tell you are right. Right? Please, if you have those kind of friends, just give me a laughing emoji. If you have those kind, I do. I think I do have a lot of them like that. I have friends like that. They will always tell you what you want to hear, right? So those are those are called psychophants, and AI can be a sycophant. AI can be a sycophant, right? It can tell you what you want to hear at the moment. It is very, very good at doing that. And in fact, especially if you are bent on having it your way, AI can make you have it your way. But is that right? No. Right. Well, what can you do to mitigate some of those risks? Like I told you, this is not an AI masterclass. We're going to go to our data analysis. I'm just telling you some things that might help some people here. I believe that after this slides presentation, some of you might already be ready to even leave the meeting and go and apply AI already because you have a gist of where we're going into. Because we're going to apply some of these concepts into what we're going to be learning. So how to mitigate some of those risks, like for hallucinations now, check, verify, double check, cross check what the AI is telling you. Don't just assume that AI is right, cross check. And then you can use web search to, you can enable web search when you're using AI tools. I know for Gemini, automatically web search is enabled, but I think for ChatGPT or other ones, you can enable web search. So if you give it access to web search, it can be able to search for recent information. I mean, what happened yesterday, this call line between, who are you playing to this? I think we should pause and go and check it. Okay. We have, it can also, you can also tell it to give you critical feedback in case of psychophancy now, so that it does not tell you what you want to hear. You can tell it, okay, so I have this paper, I have this. Like I do it a lot. I have drafted an email. I'll tell you, yeah, okay, so check out this email. I want to send this email to this person, and this is the context, using the ask format. Let me be honest, sometimes I'm very, very lazy and I don't follow the ask format. But if we don't follow the ask format, what happens is that something that is supposed to end in 1 or 2 chats, we end up having 20 chats with the AI before we are able to achieve it. Right? That's the issue. So I tell AI, bluntly, okay, this is what I think. Criticize this. And then AI will review it for me and will tell me those options. Right? There are reasons why I use specific AI models for some particular tasks, right? When I need honest feedback, I'll use Grok or I'll use Gemini. When I need honest feedback, Grok was not built to pet you. That is Elon Musk AI. It's not built to pet you. It's built to tell you the facts. If you don't want to take a go, right? Elon Musk does not need your money to actually. Okay, maybe he needs your money to make more money, right? But I mean, the main idea behind Grok is not to pet you, it's to tell you the facts. So if you need something that will critically review and then tell you the lapses you have, use tools that can do that. Or explicitly tell AI, give me a critical feedback, right? Or then data sovereignty. Never share personal information with AI. In case if you don't know, if you have been using Gemini or any of these tools, then all of the data you have been passing through AI, your CV that you have been uploading, all of that your CV, Google have the data now. So every data about your company that you have uploaded for AI to help you generate this and that, Google has access to that data now. In case if you don't know. So you should be very, very careful when you pass information to ChatGPT. That is why now we have the rise of AI agents those AI agents are built for organizations that will not leak information outside. But as long as you're using Google Gemini, or ChatGPT, they have access to your data. I mean, the free version where you just go to the site and you use, they have access to your data. And you have to be very, very careful the kind of data you share, right? Until someday, if you sit down and then, you begin to analyze the information that they have about you, understand that you have actually let go of your guard a lot. Then human in the loop, make sure there is always a human verifying what AI is going to pass through, right? So I have my social media assistant. I won't just tell it, just go here, do this, do this. No, I will give it explicit instructions. But before it carries them out, I will always be there to check, right? What is AI doing? What is it doing right? Or what is this reply okay? If it's not okay, I correct it. A human in the loop is very, very important. I think weeks ago we built an AI agent that will mimic a junior sales agent. We call it junior sales agent. So we had to place a human in the loop where AI will tell you I am an AI agent, but if you need me to connect you with a pharmacy assistant, I can do that, right? So we did that. We built that chatbot, AI powered chatbot, and it was doing well, right? So you need a human in the loop to be able to regulate the AI responses, right? Very, very important. Then what can you use AI for? As a data analyst. Now I am speaking our language. What you can use AI for as a data analyst is you can use it to check metrics, to brainstorm on important metrics to find. For example, I have been where, in fact, if you attend my data analysis classes, I will always give you data sets without any explicit instruction. Just take this data, come back and give me insights. If you ever give me that kind of work, please give me thumbs up. If you have ever been given that kind of task, that where you would go, they did not give you the business question, they just give you the data, go and find insights. Right. So that is where AI can come in for you. You can just give AI access to the data or the first few rows or the columns of the data, and it can help you understand what kind of beautiful insights to bring. Because AI has access to other people's projects. I mean, millions, if not billions of projects. So it can take your work, compare, with other people, and then tell you some of the insights you can bring out. Of course, it will not give you 100%, but it will give you a very, very good starting point. That is why knowledge of data analysis for you is important. Very, very important. You need to know the data analysis so that when AI gives you a bad recommendation, you can tell the guy, I don't like this way you give me. Right? It can also help you generate formulas and codes. It can help you clean data. It can help you generate insights. Right, after analysis, we're going to see all of these things today. We're going to see how to brainstorm with AI. We're going to see how to generate codes with AI and how AI will automatically clean the data and will just be overseers, general overseers. All of us today are general overseers of what AI is going to do. We are senior data analysts today. I permit all of you here to be senior data analysts, senior data engineers. AI is just going to be doing the junior work for us, even generate insights. It can also even help you with reports. It can generate a full-scale report based on the data you pass to it, right? And based on the political information you're able to pass, you just need to tweak a few things. And it can also generate slides for you. This slide now that you're watching, it might not be the greatest of all slides, but this slide is AI generated. I just touched, I think, one or two things. The entire slide is AI generated. I passed the information anyways, or the entire slide is AI generated. So AI can give you at least an MVP. If you have an 11th hour presentation, you can still use AI to be able to achieve it and still be able to impress your clients, right? Okay, so this is how today is going to go after this long theory. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to set up our Google Colab first. We're going to load our data into Google Colab. We're going to plan, what the metrics we need to check and how the analysis is going to go with AI. Of course, AI might fail at some point in time. It might do this. So we now, as the senior data analysts, will just be going over where AI is failing. We'll just correct it or we'll oversee the work AI is doing, right? And then we're going to run the solution. We're going to run the codes. AI can do it and run. We'll just give permission to do and run everything. We'll just oversee it. We'll verify what AI has done, and then we'll check the insights it has generated, gather all the insights, put it again back in Gemini, and then ask it to generate reports and slides for us for presentation. Okay, so we'll go to Colab. If you're new to Colab, you can just type Google Colab somewhere. Just Google Colab. Google Colab. Let's type it somewhere. Then let's see. I just don't want to go straight, but you can see the site here, collab.research.google.com. You can type that fast, fine. We just type in there and then we locate notebooks somewhere. Or from here, you can just click on the notebook option because Google Colab can do a lot, right? So we're going to go in there. And then for this particular class, I'm going to be using your data set for the training. Please, if you're not giving me any explicit permission to use your data, please kindly you can kindly just give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm going to remove your PII. We're going to remove your PII. We're just going to use the basic information for the class so that it is relatable. That's why we're doing that. Okay. So Google Colab, the notebook is coming up. Thank you for giving me access to your data. Promise not to take it for granted. Right? Okay. We're still recording. Oh, okay. It's asking me to sign in. I think I've done that already. Okay. If you use this collab.research.google.com, whichever one's open, right, you're going to see a new notebook somewhere. And the funny thing about this is that you can use your phone to do this. You can use your phone. I have a student who did all our tasks from week 1, I think, to week 6 of our free Python for data course. She was able to do it on her phone, and I have also other people that were able to try it on their phones. So you can actually do this on your phone. You don't need your laptop to actually be able to do this. I'm just going to close this. Now this is Google Colab. For those of you who are new to it, we'll just click here. Maybe I'll make a tutorial on what Google Colab is, but you don't really need to know a lot about Google Colab before you attend this class. Yeah, so I think this is a dog. That is my dog, actually. You might not have that pet your own. It does not mean that your own is fake. Or it means your own is about mid. Good. Okay, so webinar. Call this webinar. Okay. So you can see my AI agent here. So the difference between this Gemini in here and the Gemini you would chat with in your normal chats is that this Gemini here sees your data, whatever it is that you're doing, the codes you're writing and everything that you're doing here, Gemini here sees them. It sees everything and is able to give you perfect feedback, right? So that's why we use the Gemini that is here. Unlike the one that is there, you have to copy the data and paste, and you have limitations of the number of characters you can paste in there, right? But this one sees the entire of your data. It can take the data set and carry out analysis on it, right? So all we just need to do is to feed in the data. So when you click on this column, what I did here from this sidebar, when you close this, you have these buttons here. You just need to click on these files, then it will connect to your runtime and then give you the ability to be able to upload your data set. So when it comes up, we're going to upload our data set, right? Okay, it's coming up. I don't even know why it's delaying. Okay, so you can see this little upload button here. Click on that, then it gets you. So Google Colab is actually something, if you just spend 10 minutes, you will be able to understand what Google Colab is. Maybe not at the professional level, but you can be able to find your way around to carry out that task you want to do, right? Okay, so you can see here our data is already uploaded, but it's telling you a little warning here. Every file you upload, once you quit your session, will get deleted, so you have to upload it back again, right? So it's just giving you that warning. So we're going to read this data set now, and so because we're going to read this data set now, I will want to use, this is just the only place now that we might write codes just to read in our data set, right? So that our Gemini can be able to have access to that data, right? So now that we've loaded our data set, and what did we do? We just clicked on files, we went to upload, then we uploaded our data set, right? So what we need to do here is to copy this guy. If you come here, if you click on it, you see copy path. So we're going to copy the path to the file. Then we're going to use pandas to run this. We're going to import. Don't worry, you don't have to understand all of these things I'm doing if you're new to programming, right? This is just us trying to, okay, let me do as PD and numpy as NP. So let your eyes not on you, please. I know some of us are saying my eyes are turning me. These are just basic libraries for data analysis. And in case if you have zero idea on them, don't worry, I have a beautiful news for you at the end of the class. right? And you can just basically, if you're trying this, you can just type this exactly the way I have. Just, you know, I used to do copy and paste of assignments when you were in high school. That's exactly how you're going to do this now. Just copy and paste. I know you didn't understand what they were writing, but you were copying and pasting and you were passing. So that's how you also do for this one, right? So we're going to read this data, and we're just going to use the pandas uh, class called data. Pandas method called the Excel. Read Excel. All we just need to pass through is this path that we have copied, or we can just type it webinar dot slsx, right? But it must be the same. I mean, the case must be the same. You can see it started with capital W, right? Or if you don't want to make mistakes, just the copy path I did here. Just come here, copy path, and come here, and then paste. Just so that you avoid problems. Now, let's see what this has for us. Let me go ahead and close this, so we can have an extended screen. Yeah, so you can see your data now. It's loaded here. For those of us who have used Python before, this is how your data will look like, right? When you load it. So this is your data set. And then this is a simple data set, actually. There was one data set they give me to analyze the data. I mean, data can get crazy, right? It can range from simple data set that has how many columns do we have here? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 columns. From just having 9 columns of data, you can have a data set that's about 150. I think I was given one data set like that, like so many irrelevant columns. So I'm just saying that prepare your mind for crazy work if you're going to be a long-term data analyst, right? So I have this, and then I'm just going to I just assign this one as our data frame. We call it data frame, right? Or you can call it data. Let's just call it data, so that we are not confused. Let's just call it data. You can call it any name. You can even call it your name, right? So we'll just go ahead and print data, and it just give us that. Just read this and then give us that. And this is the most interesting part. Now that we have read the data, AI now has access to the data. So we can now tell AI. Now let's brainstorm with AI. Supposing that we don't even know what we're going to find, right? We'll now brainstorm with AI. I'll tell you. I'll just type here. I would have just easily wrote the prompt somewhere and copied and paste. But I want us to see how we do it live, mix mistakes right here, and then see how we can fix them up, right? So hey, check up. Okay, I want to carry out an analysis on data. So when I talk about data, it understands the data I'm talking about, right? Let's hope it does. So I need you to recommend some kind of analysis. I don't want to mention buzzwords like metrics before I get some people confused. Some kind of analysis. So carry out. So we can brainstorm together. Right. I just want to understand. Okay. I'm trying to give it context now. Just want to understand of webinar attendance. Please forgive me. Oops. I have. Don't mind me. Me and typing are never friends. I'm never a friend of typing. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead now and run this. Let's just run this and allow it to think. It's just going to go ahead, look at the data by itself, understand the data, you know, and then try to give us some recommendations. Kindly stay on, kindly stay on. Now you can see that's a great idea to help you understand webinar data. I've outlined a plan that will analyze various aspects of data, including demographics. Okay, so you can see the things that it has already outlined. So first of all, it's going to clean and rename columns, rename the long, cumbersome column names in the data frame. It means it has checked this data now, and it has seen that some of the columns are overly long and unnecessarily long. It's going to be unnecessarily long, and so it's going to help us to trim up some of those column names. It's going to make them shorter, and then you can see it's going to analyze attendees demographics like age. It has seen the age column using a histogram, using the count plots, right? And it's going to evaluate programming and total tool proficiency. It has already read the data, right? That is what it means to use AI as a co-pilot. So AI is actually by design understanding what you're doing and then trying to help you all throughout, right? So it will also check Python skills, rate your Python skills level. It's going to do that, and it's going to understand attendees roles, examine what they're, and then it is going to summarize findings and then tell us, in summary. So I think this is great, right? If you think this is great, just give me thumbs up so I can just go ahead and accept and then allow it to run. Okay, I think this is great. I also think this is great. So accept and run. Then grab a cup of coffee or something else by your side. I think I like Coke, and by my side is a bottle of water. So grab it. Then let's allow AI to run. You can see the steps. This is an AI agent now, right? What it's doing is that it has outlined the steps to carry out the tasks, and then it's carrying them out step by step. That is what an AI agent does, right? So if you have any questions to ask me, please do while AI is processing this. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat box. And you can see it has already started. Can you see? It has already started. It's giving us columns. It has read the column names and then it's renaming them. You can see here. It has already started the analysis already. You're here. So instead of the work that will take you, just cleaning this data will not take you less than 3 hours. This, just cleaning the data. I mean, renaming the columns. And these are things you already know how to do, right? So if AI can go ahead and do the renaming of columns, you can focus on generating insights so that you don't spend, most of your time in cleaning. And you know that if you have attended any data analysis training, they tell you that 50 to 60% of the time, in fact, even 70% of the time you spend, right, you spend it on data cleaning. So instead of spending such time on data cleaning, and in the end, just generating few weak insights, I say that you spend so much time, right? I would advise you allow AI to go ahead, do some of the cleaning while you sit down, relax on your chair, and then thinking about the most important metrics to check, and then verifying what AI has done. That way, it speeds up the rate of your work. Remember, the title of this webinar is AI-assisted data analysis. It's not you sleep, AI does the analysis. No, it's you do it alongside AI. In case if AI hallucinates, right, like we spoke about, that's one of the most dangerous issues with AI hallucination. Right. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's close this, see what it has done as the bosses that we are, right? Right. Okay, so I think I can send you this notebook after the class. Then rename the long cumbersome columns. That is the top subtask number 1. And then it did that. You can see age. It left age as age, gender as gender. But any knowledge of programming, blah, 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 it named it to programming knowledge. Please rate your level of skills of Python skills. So it has gone ahead to do all of those. So you don't have to, you just be a senior man, then just look at this. And then it has tested this to see, right? It printed this guy, and then after printing, I think everything has gone back to what we needed, right? You can see now the columns that are there. Okay, updated columns. What is your level of proficiency with Google Colab? I don't think that got renamed. I think because of some typographical issues that didn't get renamed. So you can see that's where we can come in. But really, I'm not very, very interested. So I'm just going to go ahead, see the analysis and where I need to correct it. You can see the beautiful charts in less than 5 minutes. That's finished it for you. Right. So you come here, it tried to rename some columns, but some of them refused to be renamed because it didn't get the names right. Like this guy here, what is your current proficiency level with Google Colab? It's possible that here there is an extra space here. You can see here. If you can see here, there's this extra space here that did not allow, that made AI to. So AI got this name without the extra space. And you can also see this one. It got it. There's an extra space here by the right. Right. So this kind of little errors can make AI to not give you the right result it is supposed to give you. Right. But then AI understands. AI will get it done. It will fail. It will. That's what AI agents do. Gemini is an AI agent. So what it does is that it will um, it will look at what you're doing. It will carry out the task by itself. If it gets if it gets an error along the way, what it will do is that it will pause, read about the error, understand the error, then solve the error before going to the next stage. That is what AI agents do. They're very, very smart. They self-correct themselves. They don't need you to come and check. They self-correct themselves. And Gemini is very, very good at doing that. So it's now telling you that, okay, it now understood. You cannot see it now understood. The reason in the previous column name was incomplete due to exact string mismatch and trailing spaces. So it understood. It now came back here and implemented. You can see self-reasoning models, right? It implemented that. Now it is now sure that everything is not taken care of before it now moves to the next stage, right? So now looking at the subtask, analyze attendee demographics. So this is the demographics now. You can see it brought in Cblon and Matplotlib. Some of us don't know it. We don't have to know it. It knows it for us. So it now checks the descriptive statistics for you. The descriptive statistics just tries to show the counts, the average, this, and that, right? So this whole code was generated. It was generated by AI. You don't have to know it. All you just need to know is if there is anything if you check the chart and there is anything you need that is not giving you, the way you want, you can come back now and correct it. For example, now it has generated this file for us, right? Distribution of attendee age. So this is what we call a histogram, right? It has brought a histogram and showing you that this is supposed to look like a normal distribution, right? But this is, I think this is right skewed, if I'm not mistaken. I think that thing can be confusing at times. I think this is right skewed. This is the right tailed graph. Now, for each of these age groups, for those of us that know what histograms are, we will actually understand this plot, right? But if you don't know, that's still not the problem. You can still ask the same AI to explain the histogram for you, right? You can still do that. It just broke it into several classes. For example, you can see that it might take from maybe this is from 10 to 20. Let's see the bins, how it broke it up. Bins is 15. So it broke it into 15, right? It broke it into 15 different classes. So we have 15. If you count these rectangles here, we have 15 different classes. So it depends on so studying histogram is another thing, but it's not very, very difficult to understand, right? So this is maybe from 11 to maybe 15, and then maybe from 15 to maybe 18 or 19 or something, and then you have from 20, go ahead. So this is just showing you the number of people in each age group. And in summary, you can just be able to say that people that attended this webinar most, people that are here currently now are between 18, I can guess, to 30. Most of them are between 18 to 30, which are young men, right? No wonder the energy is very, very high. You can also see the distribution of the agenda. You can see that they are males. You can see that most of the attendees of this webinar are males, right? So I don't have to come out and tell you, okay, males are the ones that attended more. And then it has also gone ahead to show us the distribution of attendee age. Okay, this is also another made duplicates. Don't know why it did that. But it got an error here. It still fixed the error and continued, right? It's getting errors. So these are some of the errors that you might be seeing, and then of course, as a Python programmer that you are, you can come look at what AI has done, then you correct it, right? For some that it cannot correct itself. So you can see it has already been able to correct itself. This is what it tried to do, right? So we can come here and check all of those ones that we have errors like this one. You can just come here and delete this cell. We don't need it. You can just come here, delete this cell, so we can have the one that works. So this is just trying to break something down. You can see the number of beginners we have, the number of intermediates, the number of advanced, right? Level of Python skill. You can see people that have 1 at the highly you can see the less skilled people, we ask people to rate their level of Python skills, right? And you can see that most of us that attended this webinar, most of us, right, almost 50% of us actually rated themselves as having one, their level of Python skills is actually one, right? So this is just information we are seeing from the analysis AI has already done. And you can see these are the names of the columns, even though these guys a bit went out of place, but you know that this is supposed to be here, So you can go back here and check how you can rename these columns, right? But really, that doesn't really matter. Then you can come back here, okay? So I think what AI tried to do here, okay, it repeated the previous operations it did, and that's fine. And let's also check this. Okay, I think it's repeating the same kind of, I think there is an error that AI saw that it was trying to fix, right? Okay, so here we also have something. So I'm just trying for us to see a case where AI will give us something that's not very, very great. Okay, so here I tried to plot something. It tried to plot the kind of rules we have. And you can see this rule is very, very dirty. So we might have to step in as humans here and help clean up this. We have some people who are data analysts, have data enthusiasts, software developers, data scientists. Then we have none. It's not available. People that do not feel anything. Then we have data analysis, data enthusiasts, 4 engineers, data engineers 3, analysts, engineers. Some of us are everything in the data space, right? So here is just a summary of the research it has done. Right? So you can see it has generated a quick analysis. And so you can spend some more, maybe 30, 20 minutes of your time trying to look at what AI has done and then see what you can be able to correct from the codes, right? And then it's going to give you, you can see the data preparation, all long, cumbersome, this, just tell you what it has been able to generate. And if you read this, the analysis it has done for you in brief, like briefly, it has been able to analyze this data for you, right? So now if you want to, you can now copy these guys. I can copy it first. We're going to copy these charts, copy image. And then we're also going to copy these charts. We have done that already. We're going to copy these charts. Copy. I'm going to copy the image. I'm also going to copy the age distribution. Copy image. So you can also tell AI to break down this age distribution, to do it gender-wise. See the age distribution of people that are here gender-wise, so that we understand whether we have older, women here or not, right? I'm just trying to. So we can just come here. Now we can go to the real Gemini app if you want. If you're not presenting, you can present from Google Colab, but in case if you want to generate other outputs, if you want to generate things like slides or documents, you can just see how to come back here and ask AI to do that. So I need you to generate a document of an analysis I have carried out with tables and spaces for inserting my charts. Sorry. Yeah, my charts. So I have that. See attached. Okay. Summary is below. See attached images for more I don't know. Yeah, for more information. See attached images for more information. Probably I will prompt this better if this was not the webinar that I didn't want to, I don't want to take a lot of our time, which of course we're going to end now. So here we're going to add a document, a tool called the canvas. If you know how to use Gemini, this is just periphery I'm going about, right? So I'm just going to paste the summary. Okay, this is pasting the image. So let me open my clipboard. So my clipboard, you can see I have this, guys. So I'm just going to paste this guy. Then the rest of the data, I'm just going to keep pasting them. I have this. I'm going to paste this. I have this. I don't think I have any other image again that I need to analyze. Okay. So you can have as much as, you can have more than this number of guys, right? So this canvas allows you to build documents, slides, and the rest. So we're going to just go ahead and run this. Okay, let's add something. Make document detailed. Okay, let's give information about our audience, right? Audience, explain to an audience that is not data analysis inclined, right? So just to add a bit extra of context, and then let's wait for it to finish, right? So I didn't promise you that you were going to sleep and get it done, but that AI can help you finish. That thing that is supposed to take you 5 days, you can finish it in less than 5 hours. Now you can see executive summary, data preparation, then these demographics with tables, and see this. I don't know if you're glad seeing this. Please give it a thumbs up. Yeah, I can just say yeah, make explanation more detailed, and in each section make explanation more detailed in each section, and in each section add insights generated. Okay, so let's do that. That's another prompting. So we're trying to prompt it again so that it was going to give us better outcome and better results. You can see it noted that we had 105 individuals. So it's actually rewriting now. And after this is done, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So you can see now it has generated some. This is a very, very good starting point for you. You can read through this and then see if there's anything you need to add. Maybe you need to add the names of some villages or some things, some politics that AI does not know. You can then take it from here and add. Now, let's tell it to create. So you can download this, or you can open it in Google's Docs. You can just come here on share, export to Docs. This will go to your Google to create a Google Docs file for you. So if you're used to Google Docs, fine. Finally, like I promised you, we're going to create slides from this class, right? So it's still creating our little document. Okay. Sometimes it hangs a little. Okay. Create a slide document first. Okay. It's opening. And blessed are those who stay up till the end of the class, right? Yeah, sorry, we are staying beyond 3 o'clock. In fact, we're rounding up now. Now you can see it has given us this document already here. So, and with the spaces we need, right, to insert our charts. Oops, I think it's still coming up. Okay, it's still coming up. Yeah. So you can come here in the spaces you're supposed to insert your charts. So those charts we copied, you can bring them here and come and put. So you can see we just had me and you here. We just had in less than 1 hour now. We've almost finished an analysis that is supposed to take us an entire day, right? And stop you from sleeping, right? So I can just instead take my time to just proofread this and see what AI has done. Of course, then I can go back here and then tell it to create a slides document for me. By the way, you can add context, add the colors of your company so that you can add a bit of context. Create a slide document for me with the insights generated, add charts, and yeah, add charts where needed. Create slides documents. Yeah, so we can just prompt this. Then let's relax and see if it will generate slides for us. Yeah, we would have recording. That's why I'm not slowing down. We were going to have recording. That's so. He's refining this guy and he's generating slides for us, developing visual story. Right. Beautiful. Creating slides for us. If I was going to take you through this route, we've scrutinized everything that AI has done here, on. But if you need just quick insights, you can just go, autopilot. Just do this. Just be accepting and be passing. But if you need some more advanced analysis, you can just be prompting AI here by this side, and just prompt AI here. Add this an analysis to do this. Right, I can just add an analysis to do this. Break down each distribution. I can just even add it. Break down. Okay, a histogram. Okay. Let's have a histogram of each distribution. Sorry, by gender. Now let's run this and see. Now, while this is doing in the background, we'll come back later and check it out. Let's see what this guy has for us. Okay, our slides are almost ready. We've been at NT details. Okay, so this is a very, very ugly. I must be sincerely, this is a very, very ugly 30 page. I don't know why it created white color. Okay, this is a white color analysis. Okay, that's not ugly actually. You can see this simplified naming, just telling us behind the scenes of the data preparation. Now you can see this inside. Just look at how sleek this guy is. Generation, I mean, quickly, okay, export it, right? Okay, just export slides. It will take you to Google Documents. Yeah, so I promised I was going to teach you how I quickly analyze data. That is supposed to take me plenty of this, right? So while this is generating slides for us, we can go back and check what this guy has done. So it's taking us to the page where it did this. Now, accept and run. Let you run. Let's see. See what it has. If you want, you can come back and add it, but then we've already gone far, right? So we might not be able, except if maybe you got feedback. Now you can see it generated this guy by age, right? So if you're into data analysis, you understand. So there is no mean difference really between females and males, right? Just okay. Accept and run. Accept and run. Okay. It's also analyzing and seeing. Okay, is it wrong? Is anything wrong? Accept and run. Okay. Think it's trying to check some things. Well, that's not what we want. So let's check. Okay, our guy is done. Here we have our slides ready. Beautiful. Well, our slide is a white color. So you can actually go back and reprompt. If you don't like white color, you can actually make it dark, like my webinar flyer. Sorry, my webinar slides. You can go back there and prompt it and to give you. Right. So I want to really, after this webinar, I want to get feedback from all of us who will go and try this. Let's know how it went for you. Let's know if it helped you, right, in doing what you wanted to do. Okay, so this guy is just loading. It's trying to download the slides from what we had there. So after all of this, some images might be missing from this. This is where your own input comes in now, right? If images are missing, don't print them off. So let's put this on slideshow and see what we have. See if there's any slide that needs us to fix, and then we call it a day. Now webinar attendee details. You can now see this, the analysis. This is not even about the slides. It's actually looking beautiful. See this, it's giving you this, and then it's giving you the insights generated with this guy, like a card visual, right? It's giving you age distribution insights so that you understand. It's giving you, guidance on gender representation, right? And it's telling you that a 70% male participation indicates an opportunity for female-focused outreach programs. That is an insight generation, right? It's telling you even way forward to go. It means we have to do more evangelism for these ladies. In fact, next time I'm running ads, I'm not going to include guys, only going to be focusing on ladies. So we can see if we can be able to solve this issue of having lesser females. And you can see this bar chart is looking beautiful, right? You can have 53 beginner, intermediate, no, none, Then we have addressing the beginner issue, with insights generated, tool proficiency, right? We have Google Colab and Python notebooks. Now you can see, like, do you get, if you need to analyze data and you have just 1 hour to do it, you have a guy, you have a complete, you have a complete guide that can help you do this and questions, and then you can just come here and edit, add your email and whatever questions. Thank you for your. So this guy has actually given you an MVP, something you can edit and make it go, right? I know it was a bit fairly of a long process, but what we just did is we got our data ready, We came to Colab. We loaded our data by using these simple codes here. Where is it? Okay, I think we've done a lot of work today. AI actually did a lot of work. We loaded our data, we did this, right? After we did this, we were able to analyze this guy entirely, right? And we're able to carry out our analysis, right? So actually, we've done a lot today. And after we did the analysis, we copied the charts and the insights and we brought them here. After that, we were able to generate document and slides, right? So now the two things I'm going to say is maybe next time when we have something like this, if Gemini improves, we're going to try to use just the Gemini interface to do the complete analysis. In this Gemini interface, you can still do a complete data analysis on this. Well, I'm not just sure. I wanted us to use this because if you use this, the Google Colab instead of the Gemini, in Google Colab, you can edit the codes. Yeah, you can edit the codes and rerun them by yourself. But if you are using the Gemini interface, you cannot edit the codes and run them by yourself, right? So that's why we're using we had to go through Google Colab so that it will give us control. We're analyzing data, but we also have control, right? I think we are done for today, except if you have any questions. But before we go, for those of us who are new to Python and you feel, okay, you are catching your breath to follow us if you are very new to Python. Thank God I did not hold back, but I showed you every of my workflows and how I used to carry out my data analysis task, right? But if you're here asking and you're a newbie, I can see we have a lot of beginners and you want to start learning data analysis and you want to learn using Python, we have a course coming up March 20. If like a day like this, 1 month to come, we're going to start our onboarding. And for beginners who are new to Python, we also have we have our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel has beginner level tutorials for you. You can go on. In fact, it's broken down. It can prepare you a month ahead so that when you come, you can maximize your learning experience. We have had countless number of people who have not touched codes before coming to our course and then finishing it up. In fact, I'm even inviting all of you to our graduation, the free the Python basics course. The graduation comes up in 2 weeks on Saturday like this. I'm inviting all of you for the graduation. Come and see what they've done. So this is our course. The course is supposed to be $100 course, but we give 75% discount for just 35,000. And this course is going to run for 2 months, 8 weeks. And after that, we're going to give you 1 month of internship with us. You're going to intern with us. You're going to see how how we do all of these things, how we work, how we use data tools in the industry, right? Industry level, right? These are the things you get inside of the course. First of all, what we're going to do is that we're going to brainwash you with what data analysis is. It's not about what makes your data analysis, not your ability to use Python or your ability to use Excel or the ability to use any tool. What makes you a data analyst is your ability to think. It's your thinking ability that makes you a data analyst, not the tools you use, right? So some of you are here and you think you know how to use Excel. Knowing how to use Excel does not pay your bills. It's being able to solve business problems with Excel that is able to pay your bills. So in this webinar, we're going to teach you just beyond the tools. We're going to teach you the theory, what it means. How do you think as an analyst? How do you know when AI is analyzing this the right way? How did I know that something exists that you can check? You can analyze a distribution of age by gender, right? So when you come, we're going to rub minds and we're going to, give you a lot of learning experience. So we're also going to teach you tools, and it's not going to be only on weekends. So there's no pressure. It's not going to affect your work, only on weekends. And you're going to have access to data camp. For those of you who know data camp, this is Yumi. This is only for cohort 1. You're going to have your own LMS. You're going to have learning support, certificates, like I said, webinars and career support. You're going to have that. And of course, we're going to teach you how to navigate the Nigerian market, of course, Nigerian tech market. And of course, every knowledge at our disposal is going to be open up to you because you're cohort 1, of course. And then in this course, you can see all of the things we're going to be learning. The introduction to data analysis, Python basics, pandas and NumPy. All of these things we're going to be learning. In fact, like I said, it's a lot. And of course, you can see our YouTube handle here. You can send us a mail here. You can send us a WhatsApp message here. In case if you need, if you want to register or you want a demo of how the course is going to be, you need more information, you can reach out to us, right? So I think the main purpose of our webinar is done. So I will just take a few questions. I think I saw somebody dropping a question. Please don't leave now. Okay, somebody's asking what about BI? Okay, so we have a course targeted at BI, which we're going to run. And Power BI is also very, very good. But like I told you, what makes a data analyst is not the tools. Whatever it is that you feel you can use the Power BI to do, you can also use Python to do. You can use Python. Yeah, there are Python frameworks that can give you interactive visuals, right? Interactive visuals. So beyond just seeing charts, we're going to see how to analyze data. And then BI, of course, if we have more requests to create BI courses, we're going to create a BI course for Power BI related courses, Looker, Tableau, to have that annexed with Excel. But for now, what we're doing is Python. And why should you even learn with Python and SQL? It's because these are the state of the art tools. These are the tools I have for long before Power BI ever came. There was Python and SQL, and up to today, they still remain. Because Power BI, if you know Power BI very well, there are limitations, a lot of limitations around Power BI, and especially when you're feeding it, you know, a large, data set. If you're feeding Power BI a large data set, I've used Power BI. In fact, as you can see in the beginning, I'm a certified Power BI data analyst associate. So you can't get that certification by just sleeping. So I've actually known that I know the limitations of Power BI. Once you feed it with plenty of data, it just starts becoming slow. For Python, you can run millions, billions of rows infinitely, and Excel even has the limit it takes. I think Excel takes just 1,000,000 plus rows, and I think around 1,000 plus. Is it 200 something columns that you can take? No, I think around 1,000 columns, or thereabouts. Right. So that's why we decided to stick with the old two guys who have not disappointed us from time immemorial, right? Python and SQL. Okay, and in case if you don't have basics, don't worry, we're going to make sure you're prepared before March 20th. Just go ahead. The link has been dropped by Happiness on the chat box. Just go ahead and fill up the link, and we will follow up with you from there.